Hello corset friends. Today we're going to try on one of all of the underbust corsets from our collection, and for our guinea pig we have Natasha. All right, let's get started. So here we have the cincher. This one is not fitting correctly in the back. We see we have wide, narrow, and wide, and over time this is going to distort the boning. So this is not the right corset shape for Natasha's body. We are having some lovely curves forming here, but we're definitely seeing some wrinkling in the ribs and a little bit on the hips here. And so this gap, we don't want to see that as well. We want that to lay nice and flat. So we are going to try on another style. All right, this is the Cupid underbust, and here you can see the gap is beautifully parallel and about 2 inches, and that's telling me that the pattern of the corset is working with their body.
It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So let's see the front
Yes.
silhouette. Yes, so this is now fitting a lot more snugly in the ribs and in the hips. This corset is too tall for your body. So we are seeing a little bit of puckering here, and it's pushing up on your bust. The length is looking good, but I would say if this were the corset that you were going to go for, we would probably adjust the height. We can keep the shape and adjust the height probably down at least 1 inch on the height. So you would just end up with a shorter Cupid. Yay! All right, so here we have the Dollymop. It is characterized by the super duper cute tails that come down over the rear. But here we're seeing the gap is again bowing. That's because this corset is patterned for very narrow ribs and a less curvy silhouette. And so we're seeing I'm having to cinch it a little bit tighter at the waist and wider at the ribs to accommodate for their broader rib shape. The front, super cute as well, also a little bit tall for them. And interestingly, if we follow the line of their body, we're seeing a little bit of asymmetry here. So they just told me that one of their ribs is a little more protruding on this side, so the corset is being forced out and causing the busk to, I'm exaggerating, be at a slight angle here, and that is also something that we can correct for when we do personalized fits. So on this one, were this the style that they really wanted, we would adjust the height, possibly adjust the asymmetry in the busk, and adjust the gap in the back so that this would fit them perfectly parallel. Natasha, what is the next one we're trying on?
Tailored cincher. Tailored cincher. Tailored cincher.
Oh, damn, all right. It's a hit. All right, tailored cincher is definitely not the style for Natasha. So this is the tailored cincher. This style was developed for those who are assigned male at birth, or those who have an athletic body. So what that means is you have a very broad rib cage and a very narrow hip. So for Natasha's body, I am having to open the corset way up to accommodate for more exaggerated hip spring than this corset allows for, and I'm pulling it tighter at the top so you get this sort of exaggerated A shape. This would be pulled even tighter, but it is tall for their bust. Very different silhouette. So imagine someone who has a smaller hip and a broader rib cage wearing this corset. So the tailored cincher.
The tailored cincher
is not for you.
not for me.
I'm broke a nail. I broke a nail on that one. I'll be right back. All right, Goldilocks has found their perfect corset. This is the Waspy. So this one is fitting them the best so far out of the 5. And here we have a much smaller gap, much more close to parallel. Borderline, we're seeing a little bit of bowing because Natasha is very curvy. So we could do a gap adjustment to get this even more perfect. But we're having beautiful shaping on the sides and in the front. So this is the first corset that is actually the correct height for their torso. It's not pushing up on the bust. It's not puckering or denting or wrinkling or gapping. So that is telling me as the corset fitter that this is fitting just perfectly. In summary, if Natasha were my client, I would recommend either the Waspy or the Cupid with a height adjustment.
Get more corset, y'all.
Hey, bye.